Thursday, February 25th, 2011, a brand new line of MacBook Pros that we have here. I'm going to talk about them in a second, what's new about them, what to look out for, a little bit of a buying advice. Less than a week later, March 1st, the iPad 2 came out, a 1.5 hour event about this little device. That's right. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brand new MacBook Pros. They didn't get a special event. Very interesting. Tells us one thing. This is where Steve Jobs has his focus on the devices. You see that? 2001, 2007, 2010, and now 2011. That's where the priority seems to be. And those guys, the Android guys, are giving them a hard time. All the work that's been done on those machines, all the upgrades that have been done on those machines, the new technical improvements are not made by Apple. We're looking at the exact same case, the exact same unibody. All the upgrades are done by Intel, Thunderbolt, and Sandy Bridge. Now, the only thing that Apple did, they decided to buy it. They decided to buy those new motherboards and implement it into their machines. So the innovation here that Apple, the Apple's innovation power seems to be in the devices, in the small mobile devices. I think that with a major update like that, a special event would have been in order. And if you guys notice something, on March 1st, Steve Jobs didn't even mention the new MacBook Pros. All right, so what has changed? If you look at the 13-inch MacBook Pro right here, what I think is great, we have a 2.3 dual-core i5, 320GB hard drive versus 250 at the previous entry-based model, and we have integrated HD graphics. The Intel graphics, the NVIDIA 320M is gone. So, and the battery life also went from 7 hours, went down from 10 hours to 7 hours. So no more high performance on the brackets graphics card and a lower battery life. The benchmarks indicate that this machine is actually faster than the 2.8 Core i7 high-end 15-inch and 17-inch from before. It's already getting a 500GB hard drive. The only downside, no dedicated graphics card. It's still sitting on the Intel HD Graphics 3000. The 15-inch machines start at 2 GHz and go to 2.2 GHz, and then there's an upgrade to 2.3 GHz. 15-inch early 2010 running at 2.8 GHz, clocked at 5,910 points. Extremely important. That's about as fast as the entry-based model, which I just described, 2.3 GHz Core i5, meaning the old grand superstar is about as fast as this entry-based machine. Now then, if you look at the Core i7 13-inch with 2.7 GHz, that clocks at 6,796. That's faster than the 15 or 17-inch of 2010. The MacBook Pro with 15-inch early 2011, the one we're talking about here now, the 2 GHz already is in the upper 8,000, almost 9,000. And then the fastest machine is the MacBook Pro 17-inch with the 2.3 GHz. Interestingly, if I look at those benchmarks here, there's not a huge difference between the 2.3 and the 2.2. Actually, the 2.2 and the 17-inch is faster than the 15-inch with the 2.3. What's gone on the 17-inch models is the entry-based 17-inch. That's for $22.99. Now they get you started right away at $24.99 plus taxes, so you're looking at $27.50. And if you happen to upgrade to the 2.3, that adds another $250 onto the clock. In terms of hard drives, and that goes across the board for the 17-inch and the higher grade 15-inch, you're starting with a 750GB hard drive. Not a big difference, but hey, why not? We'll take everything we can get. The solid state drive prices have come down. They're at $100 for the 17-inch and $500 for the 256. Still not cheap, but still, there's an improvement. Let's check out the entry-based 15-inch, which is now a superstar machine. Comes with a 500GB drive. Here, I think it's a little petty to charge $100 for a 7200 RPM drive, which only costs $80, just the difference. So it doesn't make much sense. This is just clear marketing. The 128 gigabyte solid state hard drive, okay, fine, not bad. We can take that. That would make sense. The thing that's really attracts some attention is the Thunderbolt interface. This is all done by Intel. So data transfer speeds up to 10 gigabytes per second. You'll have to have the hard drive on the other side, an array, disk array, maybe rating a couple of SSD drives in order to even take advantage of that possible bandwidth. Here you have 4 video streams coming from the disk array here. In that video, they're telling me they're running 600 to 800 megabytes per second. So that's really great. That is Thunderbolt for you. That's Intel for you. I think they did a great job. While hard drives won't be Thunderbolt, regular hard drives, but certainly the enclosures must be. The next upgrade is FaceTime goes HD, so the integrated cameras have a higher resolution. That's great. Makes you look even better if your bandwidth permits it. The new graphics cards have 1 gigabyte of dedicated GDDR5 video memory. Supposedly they're 3 times faster than the previous generation, 15 and 17 inch. That's gaming. That's interesting. That's good, because in gaming you need a lot of power. What I like to see is in the future is a better option for the glossy thing. I mean, charging people $50 extra for basically removing the piece of glass, not good. Also, the ports on the MacBook Pro should be on either side. Not so much for aesthetical reasons, but sometimes you are having your laptop on the left-hand side of the workstation and need to run the cables. You need your cables to be a lot longer because they have to make that bend. So I'd like to see that. So what are my favorites here? I have 2. The 13-inch 2.3 gigahertz dual-core Intel Core i5. That's a super fast machine for most standards. You can do video editing, you can do graphics work, attach an external display to it and you'll be fine. For $11.99, you're getting an i5. Unlike its desktop counterpart, the mobile i5 processor allows hyper-threading, so you're looking at 4 virtual cores. Not bad for $11.99, plus tax, of course. And in the 15-inch department, I think that for $17.99, that's $400 less than a 15-inch 2.2. So you're having a little bit of a difference in processor speed. True. The hard drive is a little bit smaller, not a big deal at all. The graphics card, yes, for gaming, it's a weaker graphics card. But everything else, you're getting the Thunderbolt power, you're getting Sandy Bridge. For $17.99, you are getting a desktop replacement. All right, I hope that helps. Bye.